Why do traders fail? I don't know. What are they doing? Why? Well, how?
How? What? Where?
Traders. Failure. Why?
That's the age-old question right there. Let's talk about it.
Let's dive in. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Clover Trading YouTube channel. I'm Dom. That is Huie. Today, we're going to be talking about why traders fail, and specifically with day trading. We're primarily trading stocks that are lower in float, lower market cap, lower in price. Just kick things off. Why do you think that people fail when it comes to figuring out how to trade, how to become consistently profitable, and maintaining that for a long period of time?
Well, when you ask that question, my mind immediately goes to psychology. I feel like I used to say this all the time, that I could teach a fourth grader what a chart pattern is. I mean, that's just basic IQ terminology. Like, can you recognize a butterfly if I show you a picture of a butterfly? Yeah, charts are charts, patterns are patterns. But psychologically, can you handle, entering a position and being down? Like in the market, you can't just expect to get in a position and be immediately up on your money. It almost never happens like that. So a lot of this game comes down to psychology, mentality. That's why I think they call it like a competitive sport. It's much like football. Like, you can be a great quarterback, but if you get knocked off your rocks for a game or two, you could start to suck. Yeah, and that's all in your head. You start to say, do I still have it? I know I've been trading or I've been playing football for 9 years, but this one game kind of threw me off my kilter, and now this next game I've been just horrible. So I think a big part of trading is psychology. I think we can talk about so many different aspects of psychology in terms of why people end up failing, whether it's risk management or, sizing, or just controlling FOMO, being disciplined to not take stupid trades, not gamble. So any one of those topics we can riff off of, but those are the common problems, right?
Do you think there's an amount of time that someone needs to give trading to know if they actually failed or succeeded? You hear so many stories of it took me nine or 10 months to figure out consistent profitability. You took longer, a year or two, and you were doing it earlier than me and Kyle were. When there's stories of people 3 or 4 years in, how do you know that you've given it your all to even know if you've succeeded or failed?
It's a good question. I think you have to see some type of results. I mean, I think the only thing that kept me pushing forward was, kind of going over my trades and seeing that there was a glimmer of hope, that there was a successful trader somewhere in this data. And it's just about, how do I avoid those landmines that are setting me back, right? It was this long process of, at least there was steps forward. It wasn't just loss. It was there was actually win, big loss.
Yeah.
And then I'd have to do that win thing again. So I think just knowing that was there and just working backwards off of that was really helpful, because I was okay, if I can just stop doing these 1 or 2 mistakes and avoid this giant pitfall of a loss, I was gonna have a 7-8K month. And yeah, in college, that was fantastic.
I think, when we talk about why traders fail, I think for me, that was the biggest thing that shifted for me, was when I started tracking. And we talk all the time about Kyle's Millionaire Money Sheets, which for us the last year or two has been phenomenal, just in terms of being aware of what we're doing in the markets. But in the beginning, you can't stress enough how important that is. And like you said, I used to always say that there is a profitable trader somewhere in the data, right? Whether it's, if I only trade this one pattern, if I only short, if I only long, if it's only OTC, if it's only listed, there is a winner somewhere, and you have to find out what that is. And most beginners, they're doing so many different things, trading so many different patterns, trading so many different times a day, different types of stocks, and they never find that because they're either not tracking or they're not going through that data and actually figuring out what they have to do to become successful.
So that actually makes me think about, I think part of the aspect of the game, okay, so you have to kind of learn how to read charts and recognize a pattern. That's kind of 50% of the game. The other 50% is psychology and mastering your emotions. And that takes a lot of time. It's not like you could walk up to the market and have these natural feelings of counterintuitive, irrational type of ideas that you have to deploy in the market. And then, so just mastering that psychology is one thing. And then the last part of it is kind of what you just touched on, which is putting in extra work. It's not just, oh, I'm a trader, let's trade market hours and then I'm done. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that I firmly believe that every successful trader, it's not the part you talk about.
No.
But it's it's when you uncover all those minute details when you're trading, or whether it's through your journal or your data, or even just the setup that you're looking at, what's going to make you more confident than the person to your left? And how do you ascertain that confidence? And I think a lot of that happens not during market hours. And I think some people just trade and then close their laptop and then it's the next day. And I think a lot of us, it was trading hours were done, and then we took about 6 hours to just review, And I think that process never stops for all of us. We put in that extra 1% that the person to my left isn't willing to do. And sometimes it's manual and tedious work, a lot of data, a lot of Excel, a lot of formulas of sorts, risk rewards and stuff, and just understanding our trading. And for those that don't undertake that kind of motion, I don't think we'll be successful.
Yeah, I think you've alluded to it a few times where it's like the chart patterns are one thing and you can learn the chart patterns from anyone, or any DVD, any guide, any YouTube video, figure out what stocks are doing, right? Like they're always going to break out. They're always going to, if they're extended, they're going to pull back, but it is just trying to conquer you. And the psychology of it, the extra work that goes in, I still to this day, like we still talk at night when we're making watch lists or going through data or back testing, going on Spike Eat, or even just looking at our own statistics. Like, it's just so important because you're trying to figure out the human, like pull back the layers behind it. Why am I doing what I'm doing? Why am I making this mistake? Why am I not taking the right trades I need to? Why am I over trading random setups? And you're always in this battle. Like we're 8-9 years in and we're still peeling back the layers and trying to figure out why we're making these mistakes. So what can beginners do to figure that stuff out sooner? Or, how can they find a process for them to be consistent for a longer period of time before those big blunders happen, before the big losses happen?
Yeah, and those can happen pretty soon. And you actually just made me think of something like, why do traders fail, right? If that's the preceding question, then I think a lot of people, kind of what you said in the beginning, they don't give themselves enough time. I feel like a lot of traders lose too much money too fast.
Yeah.
Before they can master all the things that we're kind of talking about here today. Again, that's why it all comes out of psychology and discipline. I think most people get into the market for some get rich fast scheme, and the realistic expectations that you're trying to master a craft, and the craft is very hard. And the reality is it's good. It's risky. Like in order to master, you have to lose money. You have to lose in order to win. So I think a lot of people maybe bleed themselves out before they really get to month 9. Like for me, it was 2.5 years. Like I didn't make money for 2.5 years. But I think the reason I'm still here is because substantially I didn't lose a lot of money. I was able to stay afloat. I was able to understand that this is a game of just wins and losses, and that the dollar amount didn't matter in the moment. That will later. Right now, I just need to make sure that I win more often than I lose. How many checks can I get versus X's?
I think so many people think about the money, like they might be doing it for 3 months, 6 months, a year, and they get too focused on like just trying to make money. And when you always say it, like process over, what do you say? Profit over profits. I think that is so important. If you have the right expectations from the beginning, you realize this is just a scalability game. Like figure it out, scale up, scale up, scale up. Then you can be the multi-million-dollar trader that you see on YouTube or whatever. And most people want the money right now. They're like, oh, it's $300. Oh, it's $1,000. Instead of thinking about the process, because we're still trying to figure out the process 8-9 years in, because it is so hard to be consistent month after month after month.
Sure. Yeah, I would say goal 1 is survivability when you enter the market. And I think a lot of newer traders kind of lose sight. We're just talking about like, again, why would traders fail? And I think a lot of traders don't give themselves enough time.
Yeah.
And then bleed their bankroll. And then once you bleed your bankroll, again, psychology. You lost your first bankroll. Like, are you ready to step up to the plate and put that money back in? Like, that's a tough thing to do.
No confidence, no conviction, no trust in the process at all.
And no coach to like again, like the QB analogy or the sports analogy, no coach to like build you back up and make sure that you're like ready to play the next day.
Yeah.
You have to do that yourself. That's a lot of mental work. And sometimes like, especially if money's in a pinch, it's gonna be really tough.
Yeah.
What's one reason traders succeed? If I had to turn the question on its head, is I would say those traders that give themselves enough time to understand that there's a lot of different aspects of trading that go far beyond just the charts and the level 2 and the action. It really comes down to inner perspective reflections. And
it's what are the characteristics then of a trader that you think is going to figure it out? When we do boot camps in person, we teach people and webinars every week. Like, what are the characteristics of someone that you believe is going to succeed? And what are they doing?
Man, number 1 is accountability. I think being transparent with yourself. I mean, I don't care if you're transparent with the world with your trading, but I mean, it probably leads into it. But I think being accountable for all your actions and treating it truly like a business and not just something that you can gamble with monopoly money type of thing. That's number 1. And then number 2 is just being respectful of the market, right? Like you can get humbled so fast. You can lose so much money so fast if you just start kind of pushing buttons willy-nilly. So I'm just having discipline, right? Accountability and discipline. I think those are the 2 things. And lastly, probably check your ego at the door. Like you don't know everything and you will get humbled if you come into the market, think that you're better than the market because it is all knowing.
I kind of feel like every successful trader eventually gets to the point, whether it's 3 months in, 6 months in, 10 months in, where they start taking it serious, where they finally start tracking the trades, where they finally start implementing rules and actually having the discipline to follow it. And it's just, I always wish it had happened sooner. Why do you have to go 3 months of being willy-nilly, taking trades, trading random patterns to learn that? Like how seriously can you take it from the beginning? Because you will be ahead of 99% of the people out there if you take it serious, if you're tracking your trades, if you are actually having the discipline to follow rules.
And maybe this is like the perspective or the assumption when someone comes into the market and they think, oh, like, I don't know if people want to be taught how to trade. I think they want to be taught how to, like, what they think trading is, they want to learn that.
Yes, exactly.
Like, because they think that's profitable. But in reality, it's like, that's not, like what you think you have to do is probably not what real trading is. Like you don't just come in and like open up a Tesla chart and say, okay, I got to make a decision on this thing.
Yeah.
But I think some traders come, they're like, okay, I'll open up the broker and I'll find a stock and I'll trade it.
Yeah.
And then they want to learn how to do that.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's not what this is. You can't just like had an intuition of how to trade the markets, come to the markets and did that. I think that's a really hard thing to do.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, it comes down to everything we've talked about in terms of discipline, psychology, but then like having a plan, like coming up with some sort of system through either back testing, through learning from mentors, come up with a system and follow it to the best of your ability. I always say like strategy. It's better to have a plan and a bad plan than to just be out there doing random crap.
But too often, I think people want their own ideas to be verified. They don't do the book. No one wants to follow the textbook. Textbook boring. Like we didn't do that in school. We're definitely not going to do that in trading. We're gonna freestyle. And that's what I'm saying. Like people want to perfect their freestyling when it's like, if you're freestyling, no one can help you.
Yeah.
Only yourself. But if you are following the book, you actually have a hope because there is some credence to it.
Yeah. And it's proven in the test of time. And it's not fun. We're in September right now, into September, and this month has been pretty boring when it comes to the textbook. Not a lot of breakouts breaking up. We've had a couple first red days from some extended runners. We have China plays with the sketchiest sector is moving right now. It's not fun, but the textbook over time makes money. And that is what we are trying to do and trying to accomplish. And once you get a taste of that in the beginning, when you can finally put some rules together, create a system, create a strategy, and actually see it come together, it's awesome. And that's the type of thing that creates consistency over time.
So we went over a number of things here today. Predominantly, this is, I think, why a lot of traders fail, but there's also like some reasons that traders succeed. And I think we touched on all of that. I think that's helpful. Best of luck to everyone, but understand that like first and foremost, we all got to control our emotions. When we walk into the market, that's really important. I think if we're all just kind of aware that psychology plays a big role, and it takes time because it's not natural thoughts and psychology that like everyday people think about, right? Like entering a stock and having to be down, like whatever it is, like it's a motion or it's like a brain nerve that you have to train.
Yeah.
And that takes time. And I think a lot of people don't give themselves enough time. And that's why you see a lot of turnover in the industry.
Yeah, I think that's really important, especially in a day and age when people just want it right now. They want immediate gratification. You know, I think we all learned it the hard way. I thought that too, right? Get rich quick. That's what trading is. And there's a gut punch that happens month 2, 3, or 4. Like, do I still want to do this? Like, now I know how hard it is. Do I still want to do it? And giving yourself the right amount of time, having realistic expectations, and, you know, finding some sort of strategy and system is the key.
Yeah.
And you just have to trust the process, understand that it's a marathon, not a sprint, and you'll get there when you get there. And there's no need to force it because it will come when you're ready for it, when the right market meets your preparation. And that's when it gets fun.
All right. So if you like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, ring the bell, do all the things necessary so you get notified of our next episode.
We're live every day the market's open, 8:45 a.m. for Good Morning NASDAQ. We post long-form content like this every single Monday. Check us out on all our socials. Head on over to clovertrain.io if you want to upgrade your education.